Science says that a butterfly's wings can affect the weather far, far away. So why do we have the idea that our legacy is valued by achievements and prestige? If you consider the butterfly effect, we don't have any idea what our legacy is. Legacy isn't a destination. It isn't something that you leave behind only when you're gone. It's in motion every day as you show up as yourself, in conversations, in how you treat others, and the energy that you bring into a room. When you've been out and about during your day, has there been a time where you felt a connection with someone? Maybe you shared a special smile, or maybe a laugh, or maybe just a moment of understanding. That could be your butterfly moment. The butterfly effect is chaos theory in physics, but in life, it's the quiet ways that love and lessons ripple through generations of people. So many of us, according to Erik Erikson, a professor of psychosocial development, experience an intuitive feeling in our midlives, somewhere between 40 and 65, called generativity. That is basic looking forward, wanting to make the world a better place. We want to be involved with helping to develop the next generations and have an effect that's hopefully nurturing and positive. So his wife Joan, who worked with him, felt that if we take action, then we experience joy and meaning in our later lives. We also avoid depression and isolation later in life. So practical examples of how we can make a difference is mentoring, volunteering, journaling, sharing our family stories. Family stories, stories of our own experiences. I have a small example of a butterfly effect. This extended family member wrote the story of her grandfather, who happens to have been my great-great-great-grandfather. And he was a minister in Pennsylvania, and this was in the early 1800s. And he was sent to a new village that was just being settled. And he took his family with him. They had, I think they had 4 children at the time, and he and his wife. So he's ministered to a new congregation. So while they were living there, it was tough. They had a lot of problems with dangerous wild animals. They had a flood. They had a measles epidemic. It was a forested area, so they were cutting down, the people in the village were cutting down the trees, and quite a few men died. They were having trouble with their crops. They were planting their crops in between the tree stumps, and things weren't growing very well. They were experiencing food shortage to the point of starvation, and my great-great-great-grandfather's father-in-law came to see them, and I guess he was moved to tears by the situation they were in. So I think that's so valuable that someone took the time to write that down, to share that story. So I challenge you to share your family stories. I do think Erik Erikson had a very good point. The younger generations aren't as interested in family history when they're young, and it does happen around midlife where all of a sudden you become very aware of your place in the universe and in the timeline. If you write down the stories, then when those other people are ready for the lesson, if it's written down, they'll be able to read it and experience it. Because how many times have we thought to ourselves, oh, if I would have just asked this relative more about their history or more in the family when I had a chance, and time just passes. So it's a wonderful thing to be able to share our experiences and our lessons. So I do encourage you to make a point of sharing your experience. Try to do maybe something this week where you write it down, or where you mention to a family member remind them of something or tell them a story they might not know. With the butterfly effect, we also have to think about our actions, and they can be anonymous actions as well as personal actions or conversations that we have. Like if we belong to a group or if we donate money to a group that's doing something important, our contribution matters. And those ripple effects will be part of your legacy. The butterfly effect explains storms from small movements. And our lives are the same way. There will be things that we do that we will never witness the effects of them, but they will be important. Your legacy is being yourself. So if you do yourself well, that's more than enough. And don't judge it by anybody else's standards. You just have to be you. So I hope this was thought-provoking and hopefully inspirational, that you will share some stories, maybe sign up to be a mentor or do some volunteer work. It's hard to fit those things in sometimes, but then it's always worth it. So I hope you are inspired to take action, and I hope to see you on the next video. Stay positive. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it, and have a great week. Bye-bye.